All right, this next subunit, I want to turn to realism's implications for education and see how education looks differently for the realist than it does for idealists, given that for the realists, taking the natural world as a primary focus is serious. Epistemologically, we're much more focused on observation and the use of the senses and integrating that with more theoretical considerations, rational abstraction. If we take seriously, again, mind-body integration and the sense of human beings as having a tabula rasa set of capacities that could be developed in many open-ended directions. And if in our value approach, we're much more focused on individual choice, individual self-responsibility, and liberty. Now, one thing that's important for realists traditionally is a 3 R's approach or a foundational approach to education. And it's important for students to get a good, solid foundation in reading, writing, and arithmetic. And that is not, of course, different from what the idealists traditionally would say as well, except that the realists put greater emphasis on the practical value, right, of all 3 of those disciplines. Reading is of practical value. It's not simply a vehicle that opens up your capacity for higher abstractions and so forth. Writing, again, is of enormously practical value, as is arithmetic. And again, we're not simply seeing arithmetic as a gateway to higher order mathematics, which we are as realists rather, but we're also interested in arithmetic's practical value in business affairs and keeping one's books at home and so forth. So good, solid, foundational, practical education is important for the realists. And this emphasis on foundational, practical knowledge drives all of the major decisions that the realists will make about their curriculum. And so a fairly standard traditional curriculum now emerges in the modern world, where students should learn history. There are many things that history can teach us of practical relevance, how human beings in the past have solved or failed to solve certain sorts of problems that we in the modern world continue to grapple with, learning civics so that we can be politically engaged in our cultures. Science is of practical value here. Literature, both for character development and for the enjoyment that literature brings. The same thing is true for the arts and, again, on the theme of mind-body integration, physical education. That's a fairly standard realist curriculum. And the same approach to practicality and foundational practicality also drives a conscious realist emphasis on methodological issues that should be folded into the curriculum. We need to teach students careful observation skills so that they know how to use their senses well and appropriately in the world. We also have memory capacity, and having a healthy and strong memory is very useful to us in our lives. So developing memory exercises to improve the strength of our memory is important. Learning more abstract classification skills, going on to be able to use logic and mathematics and so forth. Logic, rhetoric, grammar, all of those skills methodologically oriented, as well as being venues for higher abstract disciplines and so forth. They also have, at all levels, immense practical value.